What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we're going to be joined first by Chris Morris, who is a city council member right here in Yuma, Arizona.
Awesome.
Yeah, we might even ask him if he has any plans to run for mayor or not. Maybe he has an announcement. I don't know.
Exclusive.
Yeah, and after that, we're going to be joined by Steven Garnica from Hidden Valley Strength, who I originally remember from Zoomies.
Oh, wow.
And
that's old school.
Yeah, and he worked with Ashley, who was a recent guest on here from Cafecito. So we're going to talk to him about that as well. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. And you can stream right now on the Border Radio Facebook page and KAWC YouTube page, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering solutions for those who value financial planning. YIVWM.com.
Chili from Philly. Unique Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And first, I want to say thank you to our new sponsor, Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, the new underwriter for the show today. So that's pretty cool. October 1st, a new underwriter. So thank you so much, everybody over there. Tom Rush and the crew. So thank you. Mm-hmm. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our guest, who, as promised, has a special announcement. I'm just joking. That's just so we don't do that here. I'm talking about Chris Morris. He's a city council member right here in Yuma, Arizona. Thank you for being with us, Chris.
Not a problem, Johnny. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning. Good morning. And yeah, I just tease about that. You know, I try to make it a little sensational.
To make our guests sweat.
I don't have anything to announce.
Oh my goodness! People are going to tune out now. Like, oh geez.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Keep them on the edge. But so, how long have you been a city councilman?
Yeah. So currently, I'm on my second term.
Okay.
So I'm complete. This is my 6th year on the city council.
Nice.
Oh, and they're 4-year terms, correct?
Yes. So typically, they are 4-year terms.
Okay.
What happened was during my first term of 4 years, there was a law change at the state where we had to realign our election years to coincide with theirs. So what it did was it ended up adding 1 year to everybody's term. Mm-hmm. So my first term turned into 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So I got a bonus year.
You got a bonus year. Yeah. Well, hey.
Without having to run for it. You're like, thank you.
Yeah. So 5 on the first and almost halfway through the second.
Almost halfway. So when if you do run again, when do you have to start getting that all prepared?
So that would be an election of 2028.
2028.
Wow. Right. And so, the campaigning usually happens around January, February or so. Mm-hmm. So it for me, it wouldn't be until then.
Oh, so you got some time. You're good.
I've got some time.
Oh, good.
Is there a cap on how many times you can run?
We do not have a term limit when it comes to city council.
I think most people just get fed up. No, I don't know. It's like
with the job. They're like, never, I'm done.
I'm out of here.
Because the council overlaps. So every 2 years, you've got an election process. So there's a system in place, where if people aren't satisfied with what's being done on the council, there's a process to bring new blood in.
That's true. You kind of get kicked out.
So we were talking earlier. You're born and raised here in Yuma?
Correct.
Right.
A true human.
Yeah, absolutely. Is your family from here as well?
No, so I'm first generation.
First generation,
in our family. My mother is from the Texas area, and my father was from California. And they met in Yuma.
Oh, that's cute.
Is there a story there? How did that happen? Like they're both at the gas station getting gas on the way to someplace, or what?
So my mother came here at the age of 7 from Texas because she's lifetime had really bad asthma. So because of the humidity in Texas, the family upped and relocated to Yuma for dry climate. Doctor's orders.
Yeah.
Doctor's orders move.
Yeah.
And so when she was, I think, 18, my father came into Yuma on his own from California, and they met at church.
Oh, cool. That's a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what neighborhood did you grow up in?
Well, when I was born, my parents had just recently bought a house in McDonald's on 4th Avenue.
Gotcha.
Back in that neighborhood, back behind there. By 8th Avenue. And so I was there from the time I was born until 1 year old. And then at 1, we relocated downtown off of First.
Wow.
On First Street. And then when I was 6 or 7, we went back to the same house again.
Oh, right on. So
I grew up there.
So what schools can you shout out? And when you get to high school, Ronnie really gets excited if you say Cibola. But
I'm not even like a diehard Cibola fan.
But-
I'm just like,
No.
oh, cool.
There's no Cibola in my school.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, back then.
Okay.
Oh, no. So where'd you go, Yuma?
So I Kofa.
Kofa, there
See,
we go. Yeah,
Johnny's
so
now gets
I'm
excited.
All right. Well, same neighborhood, right?
Yep.
Essentially
Yep.
on the other side of 4th Avenue.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So you're a king. When you're young, did
Mm-hmm.
you have any aspirations to run for political office? Was that something on your mind?
Yeah, what did
I
you want to
had
do?
completely other things on my mind at that time.
Yeah.
I had a lot of growing up to do.
Oh, gotcha.
Like a lot of us do. So
Mhm.
politics wasn't on my mind. Unfortunately, school wasn't either.
Mm-hmm.
So I only went to school until the age of 15.
Okay.
Wow. So you
And-
were a king for about a year.
I was
Kofa
I
king.
was a kid,
Yeah. For freshman year, you're a Kofa
You're
king.
like, this is enough.
And you're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, so I ended up getting my GED and
Ah.
leaving school to
Yeah.
join the workforce at a bit of an early age.
Was that because it was needed to be able to provide, or is it just because you knew at that point, school's not for me. I
Mhm.
want to go work with my hands or whatever.
Mhm.
I've always been pretty impatient.
Impatient.
Mm.
So for me, and it's had its benefits
Uh-huh.
in the long run, in some areas, but, it also had downfalls when I was younger. So I think because of my impatience, I didn't want to wait around to get out into the working world, and I wanted to start earning some money. So
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
So my father was pretty understanding, but he was a pretty stern guy.
Mhm.
So I approached him and said, "Hey, Dad, I don't think school's for me." And he says, "You got two options: either you're going to school and you live in my house, or you're going. Well, I guess three options: go to school and you live in my house,
Mhm.
and that's fine. Or if you're not going to go to school, you have a job and you pay your share around the house.
Mhm.
Mm.
The third option would be
Leave.
yeah,
Hit the
door's
road.
right
Yeah. Then pack your bags, Sonny.
Yeah,
We'll see you
make
outside in the
option
yard.
Yeah. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you.
So you picked option 2.
You got.
three. Went with option two.
Okay. That's a
Okay.
good option.
And it was a
That's
rough
kind
road.
of rough because
Oh.
you're so young. You were so young.
Yeah, and 15 years old, it's hard to get a job.
That's true.
So fast food.
Mhm.
Is that what you
Um,
did? Your first job?
My first job was at Church's Chicken.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So right up the
wow.
street? Is
right,
that?
right down the street. I didn't need a vehicle.
Yeah.
Just
Smart.
walk.
Yep, go walk to and
My
from
first
the-
job was McDonald's right up the street from where I was
Oh, there
at.
you
So
go.
yeah, same thing. I just walked to
Yeah,
work.
we were competitors. then.
Yeah.
Mm.
But so for Church's Chicken, how long were you there?
It was, I would say I was probably there about 1.5 to 2 years.
Mhm.
So I was there for a little while. Went on to work at Blockbuster Video.
Oh,
Okay, right
I
up the
miss
street as
that
well?
Yeah, I just
place.
kind of hopped from
You
building
just
to
went-
building.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I went from McDonald's over to when Radisson was right next door. That's exactly what I
okay.
did. So again, walking distance, I just go
You were
over-
just headed the other direction.
Yeah, I just went the other way.
So was that fun at Blockbuster?
It was the first job that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I bet it would be fun.
Yeah, and my boss there, she was ex-military, very strict, and really taught me a lot of lessons that I still carry through to today.
Oh,
Mm.
I love that.
So it was a good lesson. Then from there, I went on to Hastings, and this is before I got into construction. But I went to Hastings, and I actually worked with Art Morales, who's on council
Oh
now.
my God, how funny.
Oh, really?
And that's where we originally met at a young age.
Both of you guys were working at Hastings, which was one of the coolest places
Yes,
to be
I love
anyway.
Hastings.
It
What did you
was.
guys do there?
So I was a guest service manager, and Morales, he was working in the music department.
So you guys get in trouble?
No comment.
I can imagine you wild guys.
Yeah.
So
So
cool.
so you had to get work experience,
Mhm.
real life experience, very young. And we were talking off air when I saw you outside. When you do that and you work that way, you make a lot of mistakes, right? But you also grow and you learn from them.
Right. Now, that's the path I took. Definitely not the path I'd recommend for people,
Mhm.
and probably not the right path for most individuals, but it was my path.
But it was your path and you
Yeah.
owned it.
Yeah, and I through God's grace, I've been able to overcome a lot of the obstacles, but it wasn't easy.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. So then, like you mentioned, it's not for everybody. You're not recommending it because it wasn't easy. You had to learn a lot of tough lessons. Now, do you think a lot of those lessons help prepare you for who you are today?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all of that is what kind of strengthens you and builds your character. It's just everybody learns differently, and I've self-taught myself throughout life on a lot of different things that I do. But, I've always been the individual where I have to kind of go in head first and experience it to learn that lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned Blockbuster, that you learned a lot from your boss over there. What was it that you learned? Do you remember anything, like something she said? Was it like a method that she taught you on how to deal with things? She
instilled in all of us that worked there. And this is a shout out to Terry.
What up, Terry?
So she was phenomenal. She really taught us, how you treat people and the way that you take pride in what you do and the way that you work. And you could take those lessons from her and you can apply it to whatever it is you decide to do in this world.
Absolutely. So is that because obviously Blockbuster, people are in to get a movie or a video game and go home and enjoy themselves. And it was an experience. So you became part of that experience and it taught you that customer service that obviously as a politician, you need to know, right? You need to be able to know how to interact with people.
Oh, absolutely. And so, it was kind of a fun job at the same time because, to be good at your job meant about these movies and what actors in what movie and what's new and what the new movie is to see. And so having those conversations.
Yeah. And in those conversations, did you have to do research or what was it like? So
I did. So research was taking movies home for free.
That's a great,
watching them.
I love that type of research. That's my favorite research. That's what, Quentin Tarantino, I think he worked in a movie place, and Kevin Smith, both of them went on to become great directors. And so they learned a lot. So you're studying it, you're learning this to be able to interact with the people.
I think
right? There's a purpose
that was
to
a takeaway from it. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. So now with that job, what was the next thing? Because now you're an architect. Is that the way to say it, or engineer? Or
so my wife and I, we own an architectural design firm.
Nice.
So we design homes, we do blueprints, the whole permitting process along with our team.
My lawyer is forcing me to say that he did my bathroom. So I'm just kidding. I don't have to say that. There's no lawyer out here, but yeah, he did design it. So yeah.
So we do that, and then our sister company that we also have is Morris Construction, and we build homes also.
So are you an architect?
No, not a licensed architect.
Okay.
So in the state of Arizona, usually architects are going to be involved in commercial buildings, like what we're in right now.
Sure.
When it comes to residential use,
Gotcha.
those are done by design firms.
Yeah, my son wants to be an architect, and I find it fascinating.
So architect, commercial, but you could, if it's a home or addition to some property residential, you could just say design firm.
Yes, absolutely. So, we design big custom homes. We do remodels, additions, all that kind of stuff, anything that's in the scope of residential use.
So how did you get into that field?
So I've always been, I think, like an opportunist. So what happened was when I was growing up along the way, from a young age, my father, he actually worked here at the college. So he worked 410s, and he was one of those jack of all trades. So on the weekends, we did side jobs for a little bit of money. So I did a lot of construction work with him growing up. So it wasn't until after I jumped around some of these other jobs growing up, I saw an opportunity to work at 84 Lumber. And because of that experience I had, they hired me on. But what I got hired on for was just a lumber guy out in the yard. So my job was throwing bags of concrete in the back of your truck when you came in to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
There was a salesman there that told me, hey, if you come in on your lunch break, I'll sit down with you and teach you how to read blueprints and how to understand them. So I jumped on it, and every lunch I was in there with him, and he would go through it with me until I got to a point where I was knowledgeable in it, and then they made me an estimator. And for 10 years, I was a lumber estimator. And then again, saw an opportunity that people needed blueprints drawn for their projects coming in the store.
So it's a thread that you're pulling on. It's a whole,
it just kind of led from one thing to another.
And you're looking at opportunity. Your eyes are open. You're seeing well, there's a need here for this. So then you went into blueprints.
Right. And then, so from there was about a year that I worked as an estimator, and I drew blueprints on the side. Formed a company, and then 20 years later, we're still doing it, but now with a team and an office and everything else.
And you said your wife Nora is part of it?
She is. She is.
Awesome. How did you guys meet?
So, kind of crazy story there too. We originally met when I was working at a Circle K,
Okay.
We forgot that job.
Yeah, that was in the
We
in the
skipped
mix,
over that.
and
Yeah.
It's okay.
That was between the Hastings and the 84 lumber. So I was working at Circle K. I worked with her cousin. And so one night intentionally, her cousin came in and introduced the two of us and then said, "Oh, you know what? I actually have somewhere to go. I know you're getting off work right now. Would you mind giving my cousin a ride home?"
Oh, wow.
Love that play.
So I said, sure. Trying to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
Sure.
Gave her a ride home. Come to find out, it's in the same apartment complex that I live in, and one thing led to another. Kept in contact, and we're married today, 20 something years later.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Meant to
So
be.
I was 21 at the time.
21.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's early.
That is early.
And
to get
so
married.
we're going to take a quick break and we're going to find out what the story is on how you get involved into the political life. Because again, it sounds like you have a theme and you kind of pull on a thread. And I want to know how you ended up with that intentions to run for office. Can we do that?
We'll do it.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
Good morning. This is Cecilia Holland-Braithwaite from the KWC Newsroom. The weather forecast for Yuma calls for a sunny day with a high near 95 degrees. Calm winds becoming north around 5 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 72 degrees. Much of the federal government shut down today after Congress failed to reach a deal to keep government programs and services running before the midnight deadline. You can keep up to date with this top NPR news at kawc.org/NPR-news.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel, carpet, and RV cleaning. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here talking to Chris Morris, and we're finding out how he takes the leap from all these things that he's done into political office. And so I'm wondering, you mentioned you met Art Morales at Hastings.
We did. And then somehow we ended up on the same path and on council together.
Now, so who was on council first, or did you go at the same time?
I was on council first. So
you were on the council before him. Okay.
Correct. So I'm a half a term ahead of him.
Okay.
How we were talking about how they overlap. So
Mhm.
he's on that next term that came right after me.
Gotcha. So then how did that become a decision in your life? And you take that to your wife and say, I want to run for office.
It was kind of spontaneous. So what happened was, like I was saying earlier, we're in construction. And so through conversation with her on several times, I would tell her, and I wish that, that I could get involved to try to streamline some of the stuff in construction, the process, the permitting process. And
because you're having to deal with city regulations, code and stuff like that.
And at heart, I'm really a deregulation kind of guy.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, get rid of them.
Yeah, small government.
Yeah, small government. No, don't get it. I know. We want to keep the building standing. Okay, but
right. But I find, at least in my line of thinking, that typically when government steps out of the way, usually things work a little bit better in the industry.
I'm in agreement.
So that was my mindset. But my first thought was, man, I think I could make a difference when it comes to the construction industry and some of those regulations. And aside from that, I found myself in a position with work and everything to where I had the time to put into the council. And at the time, I didn't follow politics very deeply. So, just kind of the cover story type stuff.
Yeah.
So I told my wife, I said, next time that council comes up, maybe I'll throw my hat in. And I had met Mayor Nichols before, so I had a little familiarity with it. And it was funny because I think it was the very next day she says, people are already announcing that they're running. And I didn't even know when the campaign
you didn't even know because you don't, you're
So I was like,
surface paying attention. You just had this idea and she's like, hey, honey, people are already
Missing
announcing.
the boat.
Right. So at that point, it was like, okay, let's figure out what we got to do, get the paperwork together. And then it was just off and running from there.
Okay.
Wow.
So you did it. You called the city up. Like, how do I throw
I was
my
going to
name
say,
in
like,
this
what
ring?
is the process to be like, I'm going to run for council?
Yeah. So if people are interested, there's a packet that you pull, but it's not until it's released. And it's typically around that January timeframe, the start of the election year. And there's a packet you pull, a letter of interest. You submit that, and then you go out and you have to get petitions. So you have to get all your signatures door to door. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of effort goes in on the front end. You get that, and then you get your name on the ballot, and you're running.
You had me until door to door. I was going to do it.
That's the hard part.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that is difficult. So I pulled a packet one year.
Okay.
I pulled a packet. I pulled my name on there as Johnny Awesome back when I used to go by Johnny Awesome. To get that in, like, it was like, well, it got traction. People were like, Johnny Awesome's right. Who's this Johnny
guy?
Awesome guy?
Yeah.
So what were you running
He's
for?
a superhero.
City council.
Really?
Yeah. So I pulled it, but this is when I stopped though, is because they said, okay, you have to stop doing media. You can't do the radio show anymore.
That's out.
And so I was like, oh, I don't want to sacrifice that right now at this point in time.
Yeah.
Because it would be unfair because of the equal time.
Even with your alias, you couldn't.
No, I could. Yeah, I could.
They knew it was you.
Yeah, they know. But yeah, so then I was like, no, I'm not going to run this time. I was serious about running. I was going to do it until they told me, yeah, you got to can the radio show and go. So I was like, no,
there are sacrifices that go along
definitely
with
sacrifices.
That's true.
There's numerous sacrifices.
So you run or you start to run, you pull the packet, and then what was it like to go door to door or to get your name out there?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean,
so like if someone answered the door, like lots of questions, do they not answer the door?
It all depends. I mean, you go to some people and they're warm and welcoming.
Yeah.
Some people don't answer, of course.
That's
some
me.
will close the door in your face. It's a good mixture. I think overall in our community, people are pretty receptive. And so you get a lot of people that they say, well, okay, but before I sign, who are you? What are you about?
Exactly. Yeah.
They want to kind of, test you a little bit, which is great. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Door, I'm like, come on inside. We're gonna talk.
Yeah,
first.
let's talk.
Don't come inside.
And then they're probably regretting it because they could have got so many signatures. By the
I
time
know,
they-
right? It's like, I'm talking to this guy.
For like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it does say, it's uncomfortable. I've ran campaigns for people and had to go door to door. And as the manager of the campaign, I would also call these lists and say, who wanted to give us some money? Like it's a,
they're like, no.
Yeah, it was difficult,
I bet.
but so you have to put yourself out there.
And that's really what, you talked about money. That's something that kind of separates us in our community compared to like these bigger races. When you get into the state and federal stuff, it doesn't take a huge campaign finance fund in order to run, so you could really run on who you are and not how much money you have behind you.
Yeah. And then you can even do your own signs like Gary Wright did.
You could.
Right? Do you remember when he did that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, like it was like, what kind of budget? He was an art teacher, right? I think at one point in time, Gary.
Now there's some regulation on what you need to have on the sign. So if people want to go out and do that, check that first.
Yeah, check that out.
It's all in the handbook that you get when you're going to run. So they actually give you a handbook.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look these signs up. I've never seen them.
What, Gary's or anybody's signs?
I've seen signs all over.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I have
Gary's
eyes.
were unique. Like he made his own and he won. So it's like, oh wow, yeah.
You got to go back in time for that one.
Yeah, that was a while back. But okay, so now you're on council. You've been there for some time. Are there any like accomplishments that something that you were a part of that you're really proud of?
Yeah, there's a mixture of. So there's a lot of accomplishments that we've had collectively as a council, and we've got a good council. And that's the thing is it's not a one for all kind of thing. It's on council. It's a group. You have to.
There's 6 of you, right?
6
and then 7 with the mayor, right?
Exactly, correct. So it's what you could do collectively. I think that's more important than what one person does on their own. But we've done a lot over the years. We've managed to maintain low taxes, which is something that I feel very strongly about.
That's
and
good.
there's been a lot of things along the way in taking care of our police and fire. Those are all crucial things. One thing that I was involved in over this past year was I put together a committee that was called the Attainable Housing Committee. Mm-hmm. And through that, we met with all of the different departments and we said, staff, let's take a look at what can we pull back on regulation and restrictions that is reasonable, that's going to make it more available to have affordable buildings.
And affordable housing is a big deal.
It's huge.
It is. It's very important. It's on everybody's radar. Nationally.
Yeah, nationally. Like I see so many stories about kids. Well, actually, one just aired on our sister station, KWC, about a bunch of people that are just kind of chucking the idea that I'm ever going to own a house.
Yeah.
It's a very serious issue. So through this committee, we came back and we made changes through every department.
Wow.
Now, some of them are just policy changes on this is the way we're going to handle this now.
But still, it helps create the environment to have these buildings.
It absolutely does. And then a lot of them, like planning and zoning, they turned into new ordinances that were then presented to council and approved. So we made a lot of difference in that way. And there's a lot of construction going on that could not have occurred, or the way that it's occurring would not have happened if it was not for that committee and what came out of it.
Did you lead these because of your construction background?
Yes, that because of that being my background, I try to jump on subjects that I have some experience and knowledge in. I mean, I'm not your guy that's going to come up with something in the medical field, because that's not my forte. We've got other people that are.
Sure.
So, I stay in my lane when I'm trying to come up with incentives and things that I think that I have some advantage in.
Yeah, some knowledge, some understanding.
Right. But when the other things come about and they're group things, it's with support.
And you, like you said, you have a group there, you've got a good group. And so you could defer like, hey, I don't know as much about this. Maybe it's something medical, like you got Carol on there and Karen, right? So
Carol, the nurse, right?
Yeah.
She worked in the medical field.
And Karen did too, right?
Yes, they're both in the medical field.
Medical field, so you can defer to them. So like, hey, I need some understanding about this. So
we've got an engineer, a banker, former law enforcement, and then tourism. I mean, we've got a pretty good broad spectrum of experience, and that's what it takes to run a city properly. You don't want everybody in one lane,
sure,
because then you're blindsided, with all the other things. So it's a good mix.
So when something comes to the table to discuss, how long until you reach a conclusion? Do you have like a set time, or is it kind of like keep tabled until you agree?
As far as like on the council?
Yeah.
So everything is agendized. So every meeting that we have, it has an agenda laid out that we're going to discuss. We have timeframes on when we would like to get through them.
Yeah.
But there's times where things get pushed into a continuation if we need more information on it, that kind of stuff. So we try to get through city business as effectively as possible, but there's times where we need to say, hey, let's hit the brakes. We need more information.
You can't make a decision.
Right. Because we don't want to make a bad mistake and then we're going back and retroactively and trying to fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. So any fun moments in a council meeting for you? Anything you remember?
Any bloopers?
Oh boy. If you were to watch some of the Call to the Publics, they get pretty excited.
Yeah, and I keep trying to get Ronnie to go over there and
He's
witness
trying to force me to go.
Yeah, she needs to go.
You're going to come with me.
This. Yeah,
I'm not going alone.
Okay, all right.
I recommend for everybody to go out and experience an actual council meeting at one point. I mean, you could watch it online, but it's not like being there.
No, you got to be in there when they talk about wacky stuff and like.
The one guy takes the mic. He's like, "Listen up."
Yeah, it could get interesting. I've been to some interesting ones, but
yeah, and they could get interesting. They could be emotional.
Yeah,
there's so many different things, but that's the platform. That's how there's email, there's phone calls, and everything else, and there's Call to the Public. So there's that public forum for people to come to us and say, "Hey, this is what's going on. I want you guys to know."
So, okay.
Awesome.
I know I teased about the mayor thing, but you like where you're at? You think you're going to run again, at least for city council?
Yeah. I'm satisfied with where I'm at. And I would like to continue doing it as long as I feel that I have something to contribute.
That you can make a difference.
Right.
Yeah. And so what about beyond that? Any hopes or aspirations beyond that?
Carol.
And state, president. Federal, anything. President, you want to be president? Yeah, Carol already is. So
we said Carol's got president energy. Like she could do it.
So.
My focus is local government.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I don't have any interest when it gets up to the state level or anything above that. I really believe that the more you go up the ladder as far as government goes, the less connected you are to the people that you affect.
That happens.
And so
Absolutely, it happens.
Right now I'm accountable. So if I make a decision on the council that affects you, I've got to see you at the grocery store.
Or at the gym where I see you every morning.
at the gym.
Yeah.
And so I'm in a position where I'm held accountable. Once you get to state level, you don't really see the people you affect, more so on the federal level. So my focus is really local, and that's I think that's where I'll stay.
Okay. So one last question then. Okay. Any future things that you want to see addressed or done, or anything on your radar that you really want to tackle?
Yes, and I'm not sure how to get there yet. So something that's been on my mind lately is, and I'm still just kind of thinking this out, but I told you a little bit about my background, and through God's grace, I got to a decent position where I'm at today, through a lot of bumps in the road. I would like to put an effort into trying to help others go down that path, but with a little bit less pain and a little bit more guidance.
So what do you mean?
Youth?
Like
youth or adults?
Like people,
both.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of people in our community that need homes.
Oh, okay.
And we also need we have a lot of people that need work.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. I'm in the construction industry, and there's probably a way to put those two things together to give people work and at the same time provide more homes. Well, I'll kind of leave it at that, but that's kind of my
got it. Yeah.
That's
so I like mystery.
Goals.
We're going to have to get you back once you figure it out. Yeah. It sounds like a plan. We'll do that.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. Well,
always.
thank you so much. Thank you for your heart to serve this community. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for being with us. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Steven Garnica from Hidden Valley Strength. He's coming through the doors momentarily. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Arizona Western College will host a Katrina's and Katrines competition starting at 3 on October 30th in the breezeway of the 3C building on AWC's Yuma campus. Whether competing in attire or simply admiring the artistry, this celebration of Mexican tradition is open to everyone. Complete information is under events at azwestern.edu.
Hi, I'm Pat Mitchell-Worley, and this week on Beale Street Caravan, we'll have multi-instrumentalist Paul Taylor and Three Springs live on Beale Street Caravan.
Thursday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
For KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer, Education Solutions Reporter. Is your kid in school today? If they're in high school, a new study from the Helios Education Foundation in West Ed suggests there's a higher chance they might not be. The study examined attendance trends for grades 9 to 12 from the 2016 to 2024 academic years. In the most recent year, they found more than 1 in 3 Arizona high school students were chronically absent. That means they've missed 10% or more of the school year at a single school. Chronic absence peaked in 2021 and 2022 at a rate of 42%. Today, the rates decreased, but it's still higher than pre-COVID-19 pandemic levels. And that number gets worse for students who face additional barriers, such as financial, linguistic, and physical ones. So what can we do? Well, the bottom line comes down to providing support to students, families, and schools, and prioritizing it early. For KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer.
The Yuma Rotary Club will present the 67th annual Walt Kamen Sausage Fry starting at 4:30 on December 5th at the Yuma Civic Center. The event, which will include music and prizes, supports local scholarships administered by Yuma Rotary. Event details and tickets are available at yumarotary.org.
K-pop fans, do you remember when boy groups like BTS, EXO, 17, or SHINee debuted? Were you having dance parties with girlfriends in your living room? Join me this week as we go back in time for the Boys to Idols Part 1 K-pop for Border show. We'll relive the innocence of middle school days. See you in 2013 for the Boys to Idols Part 1 K-pop for Border show on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on KOFA Radio.
The Arizona Western College Community Band will perform in concert at 7 in the evening on October 6th at the Shonin Conference Center on AWC's Yuma campus. The band will present pieces that represent a range of contrasting styles from the symphonic band repertoire. More information is available under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here now joined by Steven Garnica from Hidden Valley Strength. And thank you for being with us, Steven.
What's up?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good.
Steven and I go way back to the days where you were at Zoomies.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was back when I used to fit into their clothes and their skinny jeans and stuff like that. You know?
Skinny jeans, all the rave.
Yeah, that was the big deal for a while. But now you have your own, it's a CrossFit gym. Is that would be a good title? Or like, it's not like a gym where you would go like lift weights, right?
So it's not a conventional gym.
Conventional,
It's like a semi-private studio, I guess, fitness studio. Yeah, we do CrossFit. We do personal training. We do sports-specific training. We do boot camp classes.
Wow.
But yeah, everything's revolved around like group sessions, essentially.
So is there a name for that, like in the field?
It's like group fitness.
Yeah, group fitness studio. It's not like a conventional gym, obviously, but it's more of
my
like
sister owns an F45 in
like
Colorado. She calls it a boutique.
Yeah, so it's a boutique
studio.
fitness.
Yeah, exactly. That.
Or brick and mortar, I guess you would say. Like if you were in retail, like I used to be, it's like a brick and mortar store, standalone. You know what I mean? It's not attached to anything. Yeah. So,
you were born in Salinas, correct?
Oh yeah.
And then you came here at what age?
I was 11.
11.
Yeah.
Were your family, were they in agriculture?
Yeah. So my dad worked for ag for 37 years. Since he was in high school.
Wow.
Just like many of, people from Yuma.
A lot of people.
They have the same backstory as I do, you know?
Yeah. And typically if you mention like Salinas or Fresno and then to Yuma, there's an ag connection.
Yeah. Huge.
So what exactly did he do?
Yeah. What'd your pops do?
So before he passed away, he was the vice president of raw products for Taylor Farm. So essentially like he handled all the commercial stuff that they dealt with. His company dealt with like Sam's Club, Walmart, all the major restaurants like Red Lobster, Olive Garden. Like he would supply like the raw products, so like lettuce, romaine lettuce, chard, all the stuff that comes out of the ground, essentially. Yeah, from the harvesting part.
Yes.
Not the plant.
So did your dad, he started off in the fields? Was he an immigrant that came over here from?
So no. My dad is from, he was born in Arizona. He was born in actually Peoria.
Oh, gotcha.
And then my grandparents or my grandfather is from Michoacan.
Gotcha.
Migrated over here, then started the family in Arizona. Then they moved to Salinas.
Gotcha.
The season, you know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can tell when the season is too. You can definitely tell. And I think we're going into season.
Yep.
If I'm right. Yeah. We're going into season. So you're here at 11. Where did you grow up?
So I was born in Salinas, and then we moved to Santa Maria. So if you're from Salinas, you know how Salinas is. Salinas has, really big culture and gangs.
Yeah, hood.
Yeah, you have your east side and south side. But I love Salinas. I still have family there. My uncles are still there and whatnot. And we moved to Santa Maria because my dad got a job in Santa Maria, which is like 2.5 hours away. It's more central. So it's probably like 15 minutes from Pismo Beach-ish, kind of. So I grew up in Santa Maria, in between Santa Maria and Salinas. And then my dad got tired of us traveling back and forth for, the migrant education system is crazy. So like you're in California learning certain things, and then you go to Arizona and you're having to essentially catch up, or you're behind because of where
certain things depending.
So my dad got tired of that, and then he wanted to buy a home, and he ended up buying a home here in Yuma. We had our home in Santa Maria, sold that. Then we moved over here and been here since 4th, 5th grade. And
where'd you go to school?
Valley Horizon.
Valley Horizon.
Okay.
Then Crane.
And then Crane. And then hold on. It's good. Here it comes. Here it comes for Ronnie. Ronnie always gets excited when people say
Cibola.
Yeah. Now they're high fiving.
And we're the same class.
Same class too.
Yeah. Ronnie, when he walked in, he's like, "You look familiar."
I was like, wait a minute.
And like Cibola, she got a big smile on her face.
Yeah.
My turn.
So early on, again, I mentioned Zoomies. So what was your, like, what did you want to be? You're in high school.
Yeah.
What was the path? Did you want to work in retail or how'd that happen?
I am like most kids, I feel like. I don't know what I wanted to do.
You didn't know, yeah.
Like, you're like, I still am trying to grow up.
No.
That's how I feel today.
You know, like growing up the way we grew up, and I say the way we, and I use it, I don't know, so I don't want to say we, but your parents are so busy working. You know, my mom was stay-at-home mom. She took care of us.
Oh,
She's
nice.
amazing. You know, my dad worked a lot. So 6 months here, 6 months there.
Yeah.
So we lived in Salinas for the summer, but until I was maybe a freshman, sophomore in high school. Then, you know, we were like, I don't want to move. I don't want to live over there during the summer. I want to hang out with my friends during the summer. So in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I really didn't have it was either go work in the fields. My dad definitely.
Yeah, because there's a pathway forward for that.
There is, you know, and my dad moved up from literally, he was driving the bus, cleaning the porta potties, cut lettuce, foreman of the field. And he grew, you know, he got to where he was at just strictly by just working hard.
Yeah, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. So that's a lot of our culture is built like that. It's like, you know, his dad was like, you know, find a job, 401k, that as long as you had a 401k retirement plan,
you're good.
Insurance, you're good. You're making it in our culture for sure. Yeah. So, you know, for us, my dad was like, you know, we can always do that, you know, and I was like, I don't know about that. I tried going to school because I was like, I want to go to school for something. I just didn't know what I was.
Did you go here?
Yeah, I went here for like maybe a couple semesters.
Okay, what'd you take here?
Just simple math, English.
No, just like the general stuff.
Yeah,
just
the
to kind of
studies.
Yeah, and then I just was like, I don't want to go to school because I don't want to waste my parents' money. I don't want to waste my
because you don't know what you want to do.
Exactly.
It's like that's why you don't want to waste it because you don't have a clear objective.
Exactly.
Yeah, all I know is we got to work. You know, because my dad's like, you got to work. So I remember, being 16 and my dad waking me up on a Saturday morning. He's like, you're gonna come with me. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, you're just gonna come with me. I was like, all right. He dropped me off at the car wash at Bighorn Car Wash that was by AA at the time, right? And I think it was El Nino at one point. Now it's Romeo's if it's still there.
Yeah.
Anyways, but he dropped me off there. He's like, you're gonna work today. You're gonna start working. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Wow.
Washing a car. I was like, all right, so start just vacuuming cars for a long that's what I did.
Wow.
So school, I played football. On the weekends, I'd work.
Wow.
That was literally
that was your life.
Yeah. Oh, and cut the grass and do all this stuff.
At home.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So your pops put that, and it was very important that you did that.
Yeah.
Like it gets you started. Like this is what men do.
I need to do that to my son.
Yeah. I'm kicking my son out of the house today, and I'm going to drop him off at a random car shop.
I'm going to pick him up. Drop him off at the Jiffy Lube.
It's like, what is he doing here?
Your oldest is going to be how old?
17.
Yeah. Mine's going to be 18.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Mine's about to be 16. What the heck?
Yeah, and I think your wife Amber, she just put something up about it. Like I saw an old picture of him, and then like a new one. I was like, "Wow, he's so big."
Yeah, life's quick. Life's
fast.
quick. Yeah.
So you did that through high school. So what was your first job? I guess after, like you said, college isn't for me.
I was washing cars.
You were still washing cars.
Yeah. So then what happened was, I was working at the car wash, still going to college, whatnot, trying to figure it out. And I show up to the car wash and it's closed one day. I'm like, it just closed. I didn't have a job.
What do I do?
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't have a job.
Like closed forever.
Yeah.
Like you're just like,
down.
okay.
I was looking for my final paycheck. Didn't know where it was at.
Oh, no.
You almost say.
Yeah, it just happened. So I was like, all right, well, I guess got to look for a job. And at the time, the mall down here is barely being developed. All these new stores were popping up, whatnot. And, you know, and this is when me and Amber started dating. You know, we were still, and she was the breadwinner. She's still the breadwinner. I guess
okay, yeah, you just
she's it.
Go girl.
I'm not even.
She's a sugar mama.
I'm not in shape.
A sugar mama.
But anyway,
she works at the hospital still, right?
Yeah,
labor and delivery.
No. She works in IR department.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was in labor for a long time. I think 8 years.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And then now she's on 11 years of being a nurse.
Oh, okay.
Good for her.
Yeah, she's been there for a minute, so it's good. So she forced me to go get a job. She didn't force me. She's like,
just like your
if
dad.
If you want
to
date me, you need funds.
No. If you ask her, she's really okay with her paying the bill because then she has that one up on me.
She's got the power.
She's totally okay. So she's like, go apply at Old Navy. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go work at Old Navy. I actually left class, didn't have my shoes. I was like in a polo, jeans. I didn't have my shoes, I had my sandals. But at the time, flip flops with jeans was kind of cool,
that's
right?
Yeah.
It was like a style, right?
Yeah.
So I got hired, but the lady's like, I hired you because you're a good kid. You seem like you're going to work hard, but do not wear sandals to your next interview.
Don't ever do that
Yes,
again.
ma'am.
It was noted, right? Yeah. So I got hired, you know, just
at Old Navy.
Yeah,
okay.
retail, just, you know, folding clothes and
customer service.
But my dad always told me, like, whatever you're gonna do, you gotta work hard, no matter what it is. Dude, I was cleaning the toilets at Old Navy. Like, I was making it like, whatever I do, I'm gonna make sure I'm at the top of my game.
Yeah,
at all times. Right.
So did somebody come from Zoomies and recruit you or something?
No.
Then?
So Zoomies hadn't opened yet.
Oh, okay.
So again, everything was still brand new, right? So I worked there for a couple of years. Did really well. You know, I was one of the only males in the there, you know, working with a bunch of ladies, super nice ladies. I still see them today.
Ladies.
So yeah, because they're older than me.
Yeah.
And we still had Mervins at the time, I think.
Oh,
wow.
Mervins.
Shout out to Mervins.
Mervins.
What's up? Rest in peace, Mervins.
And a lot of those ladies transitioned over from Mervins to Old Navy.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's funny, right? So I'm working there. This is when Amber was like pregnant with Aiden. So it's like, okay, it got real. I got hired as a logistics manager there. So I was like,
how old were you? During
20, 21.
20. Wow, it's young.
I was young. Yeah. I was really young. I've only had 3 jobs my entire life. Back technically 4.
I do not relate. I've had like 19.
Yeah. So I'm really lucky to stay at one job for a really long time. So I was there, logistics manager. I would take care of freight, product placement, presentation, still clean toilets if I needed to. Did all those things, right? And then Zoomies opened up, so I was like, "Oh, that seems like more me."
Yeah, that's more of your fit.
Your style.
Granted, we all would want to work at Bordertown because that was a local skate shop. Remember back in the day?
Oh yes, I do remember
that, right?
Yep.
But not everybody could work there because it was locally owned, and I get it now. I get it, right? So I actually interviewed there. I didn't get the job the first time.
Oh no,
because it was another manager. So whatever, I still had my job. Like I wasn't like, oh, whatever, So I applied again. And I got hired, but I only got hired as like a second assistant. So it wasn't even like a store manager. It was like a third manager. So I applied.
Third string manager.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I got the job, but again, it was like no benefits. I went from making benefits to not having benefits. It was more of like
that's rough.
But I got sold on the idea of like, okay, I can move up. I can, there's all these possibilities, and it's more like something that I want to jump into. And again, I didn't really still know what I wanted to do, but I like the culture of skateboarding, punk rock music.
Yeah, that's again more your fit, more your style. You're over there.
Yeah,
you're not with older ladies that from Mervins anymore. You're like, it's like I could do that over here. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna dive into a little bit more about the Zoomies and then how I met you, and then we're going to how you become like the trainer, gym guy. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back with more. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering listeners a one-on-one, no-obligation consultation to review their current financial affairs and provide strategies for meeting future goals. More at yivwm.com. Investment advisory services offered through CWM, LLC, and SEC-registered investment advisor.
In Flagstaff, it's sunny with a high near 71 degrees. Winds at 6 to 11 miles per hour could gust up to 18 miles per hour out of the southwest. Tonight, clear with a low of 38. In Prescott, it's sunny and breezy as well with a high of 79 degrees. Mostly clear tonight with a low of 50. In Kingman, it's sunny with a high near 83 degrees. Winds out of the southwest could gust up to 22 miles per hour. Clear tonight with a low of 59. Yuma's going up to 95 degrees with calm winds. Clear tonight with a low of 72.
Hi, Daryl Brogdon here, host of the Retro Cocktail Hour, inviting you to join me for the music that's always served up shaken, not stirred. Whether it's TV crime jazz or tiki tunes, space-age bachelor pad music, swinging soundtracks, or other incredibly strange music, it's on the Retro Cocktail Hour.
Saturday evening from 7 to 9 on Border Radio, KOFA.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here talking to Steven Garnica, and we are at the point to where he got to Zoomies, more his style, more his fit. You're over there, but you still have the same mentality. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to do the best out of it. Yeah. And so I do remember at that time going into Zoomies, the culture for customer service was next level. And I was actually just there. And I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna down anybody, but I was just there, and I walked around for like 5 minutes, and nobody said anything to me.
Yeah,
and I was like, this isn't the same.
That was like a party
It's
back
not.
then.
It's not the same. Well, I remember like when you were there, like immediately somebody's greeted.
Yeah.
So like, did you jump right into that and like change the culture or like adopt the culture that they brought down from corporate?
So yeah, I think that's why I did so well is because one, naturally I was really just good at talking, just approaching people, you know, and we're in Yuma and like you want to deliver good service and good experience because if you don't,
they remember you.
They remember you,
like
right?
Yeah.
So when I started there, they have this thing where they rank you by sales, first of all. That's a secret, of course, right? But genuinely, that's not why I would help people. I genuinely just wanted to help, just talk to people, right? And they rank you, whatnot. And then based off how many sales you make, you get this trip at the end of the year, right?
Whoa, to where?
Colorado. Keystone, Colorado.
Nice.
Free snowboarding trip.
Oh, cool.
Like if you're 16 and you're seeing this or
yeah.
hearing this, go do that and just be the best salesperson you can by just being genuine, right? Because it'll pay off.
Yeah.
You know, you get all these incentives from the company. It's a great
So
job
you're saying I'm going to get these incentives.
Oh yeah. I got it within 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah. So the DN, district manager, region manager, are like, well, who is this kid? So I got promoted, right? But I got promoted to El Centro. And El Centro just had opened the store. And no one wanted the store. That's how I got it. And I was super excited. I was like, oh, dude, I got promoted. Dude,
this is great.
But no one told me that no one wanted the store. And I was like the last
to know.
The last to know. And the last resort.
What was wrong with the store?
It's just the heart. It's El Centro is big, but it's big in a sense that like it's pulled apart because you have El Centro. The Valley is
Brawley,
like El Centro, Brawley, Holtville. And they're really particular about their areas, first of all. And then you got people from Calexico and then Mexicali.
Wow.
And Mexicali is huge. That like the amount of people that flood to that store from the border, it was crazy.
If you go over there like on a Sunday or something, it's just crazy from Mexicali.
Yeah. So you get someone not from the Valley that is going to run a store that can't speak Spanish, that doesn't know the culture. It's hard, right?
Sure.
So then they got me where, you know, I'm not from the Valley, but I know the culture and how to speak Spanish and whatnot. So I kind of blended in really well. But man, that right there put
difficult.
Me to the test.
Yeah, put you to the test. But did you do good?
Yeah, I did pretty well.
Good.
Like for what was given to me, I did really well. They didn't tell me any of the dark secrets, first of all.
Oh yeah.
I
just let him find out.
Found out.
And you're such a nice guy about all of this. You took Ashley with you, right?
So
because you're the reason why we have. Yeah, you're the reason why we have Cafecito because she needed all that coffee to go over there. So go ahead.
No. This is how that happened.
Okay, tell us the truth.
Okay, wait.
Tell the truth.
I did well in that store, but then the store in Yuma popped up.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, of course we're gonna let Steven interview for her, give it to him. Cool. But El Centro, I was driving back every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that, I mean,
That's
people
far.
know, people do that for a living. You know, my dad would just tell me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So then you come back to
stop
Yuma.
complaining.
Yeah. So I come back to Yuma, run the Yuma store. They had some issues with, you know, theft and, you know, just like
That's
retail. That's how a
normal.
retail store is. And unfortunately, the culture is like that too.
You get that back in shape here.
Yeah, we get it back in shape. And then we know Ashley because our kids are the same age. So we know Ashley through school, through mutual friends. So we already knew Ashley. And dude, I don't even know how I even hired Ashley. I just like gave her the job, like, because I was like, I should be great
she's cool.
at this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's it? Oh, wow.
She's amazing.
Because that's how I knew you, because
she's
I was doing stuff
personable.
with Ashley at Derail.
Yeah. So Ashley interviewed to be my first assistant, which is like your right-hand person if something you were to leave or, you know, something like that, right? And she had an interview with me and my boss. My boss was like, definitely. Like, no. So I remember like me, Ashley, a couple other people that used to work for us, like we ran that store like it was our store.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Again,
you know?
that customer service, that culture, it was definitely there.
One, Ashley already knows everybody, right? And knew everybody. But now like both of us together with the group we had, like we made the company a lot of money.
Nice.
To the point where like Ashley needs her own store. So
then you ship her to over there, El Centro.
It can't be Yuma because I'm here.
I'm not going back.
Sorry, Ashley.
Yeah, and I couldn't because my wife was like starting to want to go to school.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't leave Yuma.
Sure.
I got plenty of opportunities to go manage stores in San Diego and whatnot, but the money wasn't right.
Yeah.
And you guys already know San Diego is not it's not cheap. So
No,
I just
no.
wouldn't be able to afford it,
Gotcha.
right? So my wife was going to school. So Ashley, you're going to South Central.
So she's in
Bye,
El Central,
Ashley.
and again, that's how it started because she needed the coffee, and she's drinking all this coffee. She's like, I'm going to make it
Probably.
myself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what she said.
I
That's what-
may have picked up smoking, so you made
Dude,
it.
no,
Just
anyways, that's
Yeah.
another story.
But, okay, so
We got to get into other things.
yeah.
we got like 4 minutes.
I
left,
know
so-
we got to get into Snap
Yeah,
and hit
so,
a rally.
so then we're hanging out. We're all the whole crew from
Yeah,
Derailed
yeah.
and stuff like that,
Yeah.
having a good time. And so Ashley, and then we're hanging out, and I do remember the day you told me, like, I think I want to be a personal trainer.
Yeah, that was a 2000 probably 13, maybe 12.
I was like, what?
Maybe
Why?
before that?
Why do you
What
want to?
brought
before
that
that.
on?
So my younger one, Aiden,
Yes.
he's going to be 18 now. He has epilepsy.
Okay.
So he's had epilepsy since he was 10 months. And that right there
Mm.
sparked my, like, you know what? If my son has to deal with something like this and he needs me to be strong for
Yeah.
him, why do you keep doing things, or why are you
Yeah.
like
Not being healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to not be able to take care of my kids because
Gotcha.
of my
So
personal.
then you start to work on your own health.
Yeah, so I started
Awesome.
working out, whatnot, seeing the results like most people get. They get
Yeah.
on this workout high, and you're like, you think you can conquer the world, which you can, right?
Mhm.
But we like, I want to do everything, and then at this point, I'm like reaching probably like the peak of my Zoomies career,
Gotcha.
quote unquote, and I'm like, what do I want to do? Well, I want to help people.
Okay.
I just don't know how. Like
Mhm.
at some point, like I got to figure out how I need to help people, because I was helping people look good,
Mhm.
but I would expense. Like it didn't make me feel good to like sell you $100 pair
Yeah.
of shoes for not my benefit, because it's not going to me. It's going to someone
Gotcha.
else. you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it just wasn't with my values anymore.
Gotcha. So then these questions are coming up. Obviously, like you
Yeah.
said, you want to be there for your son,
Mhm.
be healthy.
Yep.
You like to help people. You like to work with people.
Yep.
And again, I do remember you telling me that. And then at that point, I had to deal with Snap Fitness.
Mm.
They were one of my clients.
Oh,
so I had a
yeah,
membership over
yeah.
there. And then we went there maybe a couple of times over there. And I would just remember you telling, you got to work on your core, And I'm like, I hate this, Steven. This is
I hate
horrible.
my core.
And you're like, it's like, I've never worked on this thing. And you were like, I was on a ball or something,
Yeah, I
like
don't
doing
know.
things. Yeah. But I was just like, this is torture.
But he's great. You have to work your core.
Yeah.
Dude.
And I only did it for a few days, but but you stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did
yeah.
it. And then you kind of built it up. Like, were you just training people on the side?
So my wife, well, not my wife. My wife wanted me to do CrossFit, and CrossFit at the time was like, what is it? No one really knows what it is, or it's like stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
So then you get into CrossFit because we got like a minute left.
Yeah,
So
I get
just-
into CrossFit, taught CrossFit. Then I was like, I'm gonna start my own gym because I
Wow.
like it. And
Yeah, and then here you are.
Yeah. So the starting your own gym from training people and doing CrossFit, that's a big leap.
That's huge. Yeah.
huge. It was very scary.
Yeah.
Like, and that was before Instagram or social media was
Mhm.
popular.
Mhm.
Now it's like,
So yeah, the way to get it out there. And so
Influencers.
you went to Sugar Mama Amber, said, "Hey, babe, like I need some money.
cash, honey.
Yeah, can you bankroll my new
No,
idea?"
I
here?"
was working at another CrossFit gym before.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
gotcha.
then I had some money set aside because I was working with my dad for a little bit because we had a little side business, and I
Mhm.
had some money set aside for that. So
So you said you do like boot camps, CrossFit, kids, teens, everything.
yeah, right now sports specific, so football athletes,
Oh,
a lot
nice.
of young athletes. We
And
do
where are you?
classes. I'm
Where's
on the big curve next to the trampoline park and the VA
And the
Got it.
unique name, tell us where the name comes from.
because I started my gym in the valley
Oh, okay.
on my branch, which is hidden. You can't see it unless I give you the directions and I give you the. So that's how I started the name, and it was catchy because of the ranch.
Yeah. Oh,
So
gotcha.
I was working in retail, so I know it's like a hook.
like, yeah, to be able to get people in, kind
Yeah,
of think
it
about something like
sparks
that.
the
Might,
interest.
gets that in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And how long you been open now?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, we just
Wow.
actually celebrated 10 years.
And
Jeez,
so what are you going to do in the next
congratulations.
10 years, real quick?
Just keep helping people, work with new athletes, type of athletes. I got some goals that I want to set for like local youth athletes, sports
Nice.
specific especially. So yeah, and probably coach sport here and there.
And also
Yeah.
model on the side, huh? Right? No.
Do you?
He comes up on my feed all the
Notch.
time for Notch.
Shout out to Notch.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at
wow,
Notch.
I'll have to look it up.
Notch.
It's a local company right here.
Wow.
Yeah, they put a little
Nice.
notch in their hat so they can
Yeah.
fit over their glasses, and then
All right,
there's
model.
Steven. Yeah, so
Thank you so
male
much.
model,
male
coach,
model,
all of it.
owner.
Yeah.
All of it.
Got a
Thank you-
sugar mama.
Yeah, thank you for being with us, and
Appreciate
shout out to
y'all.
Amber for
Yeah.
bankrolling it all.
Thanks, Amber.
Appreciate
All right.
y'all.
What's Up Yuma is a production of KAWC. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank Talon, Juan, Anthony, Dave, and Cecilia.
And you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for KOFA Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we're going to have David Sanchez. He's part of the Friends of the Lower Colorado River. They go over there and they clean it up, as well as Stacy and, I scribbled that name.
Maria from Menta.
There we go.
All right. And you can listen to the podcast version anytime at kawc.org/podcast/whatsupyumaradio, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
Oh, we did it. I'm proud of you, Steven. Seriously,
Thanks.
man.
Proud of all of us.
Congrats on the decade.
Look at us. We've come a long way since the skinny jeans.
Now we just wear shorts now.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering solutions for those who value financial planning. YIVWM.com.